Hello, my name is Michael Garrick, and this is Poppin Culture TV show reviews. My guest today is comedian Michael Mack, very funny comedian. If he's in your city, please support him. Also, Mack, tell him about your podcast, man.
So my podcast is called the Black Heroes Podcast. Well, first off, hello everybody. Thank you, Mike, for having me on. But yeah, so it's the Black Heroes Podcast. We talk about multiple things, anime, video games. We also are putting together a review for Marvel's What If ourselves. So yeah, check this one out and then check ours out.
Okay.
And shameless
Nice.
plug.
Nice. Okay. Uh, so we'll be reviewing the first three episodes. And guys, do you want to we'll do spoilers. This will be a spoiler review. Just let you guys know, everything past this point is spoilers. Uh, the first episode, man, I think that was the only episode where I felt like everything was like beat for beat, like the regular Captain America story.
Yeah, definitely. It was legit just seeing it. It's like seeing the Captain America story for from a different perspective. Like instead of a weak, scrawny kid with a heart of gold, you see it from a strong-willed lady who has to deal with some of the, I guess, persecution is the word I'm looking for that comes with being in the 40s. I
Yeah,
thought that was really cool.
yeah. Uh, can't skip over this, man. What do you think of the actor that voices the Watcher, the guy from Westworld?
Um, I think I think he nails that omniscient presence. You know,
Oh yeah,
it sounds like somebody. It's like it's like at first it used to be only Morgan Freeman that could pull off that type of sound, but it's nice to know that there are other people who really can sound like they know everything that's going to happen.
I agree. His voice just sounds like, "Hey, I know everything," or
Yeah,
like, "I have knowledge. You need to not technically believe me, but your voice that voice carries well into being wise or sounding wise."
yeah,
Um, Captain America, man. The, him not getting the the medicine to make him bigger.
yeah. The super soldier serum.
Yes, thank you.
Bro.
Did you think he was going to become Iron Man?
Nah, I didn't see that coming. And you were, yeah, that's a big throw I did, especially from the fact that Howard was never supposed to be the one to make that suit. So we're going into letting Papa start, you know, do Tony's work. That was crazy for me. I was like, yo, that is cool. Like, I was really surprised, but so hyped when I saw that thing out. What is it called again? The Hydra Stomper, I think.
Yeah, the Hydro Stomper.
Yeah, this should sound like it was from the 40s.
Yeah,
But I thought that was a great twist.
yeah. I love the fact that Papa Start, that's what we're gonna call him, Papa Start, was just like I press buttons. Um,
But
you,
yeah, he was hilarious in this whole movie. The one I ain't gonna lie, my favorite part still is when everything's going wrong with the experiment, and you see the commander dude when Carter is heading towards the thing, and he's like no, what are you doing, woman? Pheromone, stop! And then like Stark just looks, and he's just like, oh, you want to do this? Hell yeah! Like the amount of excitement he had was just like it matched my energy. So I was like, yes, let's do this. And he was just like, yeah, let's do this.
yeah, I had a good bit of favorite parts, but I would say my top favorite part, just because such a slight Easter egg, like it's so smooth the way they put it in, was when they're on the train and she grabs Bucky's arm and it's like you almost ripped it off.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
I like. How did you feel about the? I guess the dialogue of the episode because I like in some parts it was corny, but when it was corny, it made me laugh. And when it was serious, like I was into it. But for the most part, I just enjoyed it.
This should have been the first episode. I put it like that. Like this
Yeah,
deserved to be the first episode. Like this is them getting their feet wet and it's definitely set up to be the first episode, especially with the ending. So I think like with that alone, I'll let it slide because I just think like okay. Plus the I don't know if you noticed, but those mouths and words do not match at all.
I won't say at all, but they do have a good couple moments where it's just like, yeah.
I was like, I don't know what language this they were supposed to sync to, but I was like, this wasn't English. They were syncing to Spanish or
But you
something.
know, it is the actual actors and like it's the actual actors, and I don't think too many of them have done voiceover because you know that's a whole different ball game than just regular acting. So it's like they can pull off the lines, but it's a little bit different to try to match the mouth movement of something.
True, very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Um, so that the ending. Um, did you see that coming at all?
Kind of. Wait, we talking about with the whole like she pops back out of the
Yeah,
time zone in the future.
yeah.
A little bit. Um, I was wondering if they were gonna have her. I didn't imagine her coming back out perfectly fine, as if like she went in 1940 and came out like 2000. What when did Captain America come out? Like 2010.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
2010.
like coming out 2010 with Fury and Hawkeye there. What I did laugh at though, like it was just like my own little wacky mind. But you know, when she comes out the time gate, whatever it's supposed to be, and she's just like, wait, what happened to the war? Where's Steve? She's like, oh, and Fury's like, oh yeah, the war is over. She's like, oh, so we won. Like I just laugh at that because it's like, what if Fury was like, well, I said the war was over. I didn't say America won. Hell Hydra over here, bitch. Like,
Yeah, especially in 19 coming from 1940s and seeing a black man being in control. I'm pretty sure her first thought wouldn't be like she probably talking to Carson like, hey, so why you letting this nigga talk?
yeah. But it was funny though, because I was just sitting there like it would be kind of funny. She was just like, wait, if Hydra won, how are you working for them? Like, no, Hydra's inclusive as fuck. Like, they love everybody.
Yeah, they
Nazis were terrible.
yeah, they changed their marketing. They hire everybody. You should see our commercials.
Like, yeah, you should see the Red Skull was actually gay. You may have
Yeah,
never known.
yeah.
What? Yeah, that's why he kept Rogers and didn't take you.
So you just wonder why you never had kids. He's just
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
yeah.
I thought it was
And
just the face.
it's hilarious. And then we go to episode two. Episode two is my favorite episode of all three of them. Um, and one thing that I give it to the first episode when it was just beat on beat, just like the regular Captain America movie. Episode two, and I would say episode three, is Marvel doing different things, and I feel like they stick the landing, even with the callbacks to you seeing how the characters alternate. In the What If series, different versions of themselves. I think this one really nailed it. And even towards the ending that we'll get to, they nailed that also. To see T'Challa in Wakanda at a young age, do you think that was really the part where you was like, oh, okay, this is about to be really a what if story?
Kind of. I didn't see it. I didn't see it turning to the Guardians of the Galaxy until obviously when it happened. Um, like I didn't see that coming at all. So when that's the path they took. I thought that was really cool. But I liked how they played into his character in general, where it's like, you know, hey, I want to I want to expand out of just Wakanda. Like I want to go see other places. And then it's just like, all right, you want to see other places, you about to see a whole universe, buddy. Like I just thought that was a very funny twist. Um, so I liked how they pulled that in there. And I think episode two is probably my favorite as well. I don't know, episode three was really well done. I like how they did a lot of it. But with episode two, I think the thing that carried it over the most was how natural everything felt.
Yeah. And when I say
Like,
different, guys, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh my bad, but like I was just gonna say, like it was cool to see everything be so natural. Like if this was the movie, this is exactly how it would be. Like, yes, Thanos, like a black man would have taught Thanos out of genocide. You know what I'm saying? And then like, but then it's like when you talk your homeboy out of a bad idea, but then he's just like, the idea wasn't that bad. Like he never lets it go. You talked him out of it, but it's like he's not gonna let that idea go. Like that just felt real.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, bro, we could have made it to LA on a bike. We could have did that.
Yeah.
We could have did
Yes.
that shit.
Yes. And what I mean by Marvel trying different stuff, this is a heist episode. Like this is Ocean 11 for Marvel. Like this is a heist episode. Like even the way they set it up, the game plan on how they get in there and get to the collector is all heist theme. And I haven't seen that in any Marvel movie besides maybe Black Panther when he steals the stuff from the museum. But besides that, this is the first like real, I need to set up my crew and we need to go steal something.
Yeah, I agree. That was very well done, especially when they had the plan within the plan. Like, yeah, this was like I told y'all this plan, but I told her my plan. Like,
Yeah.
like
Did you
that
see
was
the
really that was
did you see the Rick and Morty episode where they make fun of heist movies?
nah, I ain't really that big a fan of Rick and Morty, to be honest with
Okay, it's an episode they have where I was you just can't help but think about it when you see this episode because it's just like, oh, why? Okay, yeah, you betrayed me. Yeah, yeah. Who didn't see this coming? We're thieves. Uh,
you.
but
Yeah, I watched an anime called The Great Pretender. It's on Netflix. I do recommend it. That's a really good show. It's nothing but it's like con men and stealing shit and trying to set things right. And that's like it gave me that type of vibe, and I was really enjoying it because they don't really have heist stuff happen like that nowadays. The last thing was what Ocean's 12 when they did with Anne Hathaway and a lot of other female actors. I can't think of their names to be honest with you. I didn't watch the movie.
oh, I remember it was Ocean 8. I forgot. I don't know why they called it Ocean 8, but
Oh yeah, come
um,
on, say it. Last one was Ocean 13.
yeah.
Whatever.
Um, so like you said, like T'Challa just ended up being the coolest motherfucker in the galaxy.
Yo, when Buddy was his fan, that was so hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, that was a great tone switch of being like, yeah, I know who you are, instead of the Guardians of the Galaxy, like, no, I don't know who you are. So
It's like
yes, making the collector the big bad in this episode. Do you think that helped, or do you wish you had saw someone else?
nah, I was pretty cool with it. Like, especially with how the Watcher felt like a bad guy, but also still felt like the Watcher from the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like the only thing that was off putting was the fact that he was jacked up. That was the only thing that was off putting. But for the most part, like it was pretty dope. And seeing his collection where he had what Thor's hammer, the shield,
Howard the
uh
Duck.
yeah, like all this stuff that he had, all the stuff like that was in there. It's just like, yeah, if the Watcher, no, the collector, I said the Watcher, like the collector was evil, I could really see him finding a way to get all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that was pretty dope. That was very dope, and that fight was nice too.
Yes, I think even the scene where they're fighting outside, where Thanos is grabbing the fan, and that's how they start the fight. Like
Hey,
this is the diversion. Uh,
like, yeah, don't pick it. Don't call me genocide boy again.
so very well done. And then going back to Wakanda, uh, I thought that was a great way to end the, besides how they ended it, the final cut, before the credits cut scene. I mean the ending scene. I think them going right back to Wakanda so he can meet with his family. I thought that was very pivotal because I think that really ties in that story to make sure he did go back home and he wasn't like, oh, forget those people, they'll be fine.
Yeah, and I thought it was a good way to still tie into the actual Guardians of the Galaxy movie where, it was like uh where like Peter has to choose between Yandu or Eco, and it's like what if that was, instead of going up against a warmongering god, if you just went to an actual father in the first place. Like I thought that was cool. Like I thought that was just a cool thing to bridge the two families together and have everybody just interact and mingle. I like that a lot. It was very heartwarming to see.
Yes, yes. And then that ended. You got
Yeah.
Star Lord, which I love the fact that like he correct me if I'm wrong. T'Challa was never named Star Lord, right? Like
No, no, his name was Star Lord.
his name was Star Lord.
Yeah, he had the name Star Lord and everything.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay, cool, cool. I couldn't remember the right moment to go, but to the ending where uh Peter his dad
Yeah,
walks up on
his last name is kicking me too though.
yeah his name is his dad comes to visit him at the Dairy Queen, and it just they're landing it like they're landing it. Disney has a lot of money. They got Dairy Queen back. Even in the donut, they got Randy's donut store from the first episode. From the, I mean, no, in the third episode. I'm sorry, they got that. We'll speak on that in a second. But the fact that like Disney's like, no, we got to go full fledged. We got to make sure everything looks like a different universe. I wouldn't believe there's a bunch of Dairy Queens in the multiverse, but good for them. And you know, but
Never
I
know.
think that's a really, really important thing they did. And I love it, man. Like I
Yeah,
think that
I love the attention to detail too, man, because it shows that they care, because they could have easily just had him at like some crappy burger joint.
yeah. Oh no, they could just never show Dairy Queen. They could already been inside.
They could have just had him like at home or something
Yeah,
like that. Um, so that's interesting. They could have did it where T'Challa never had that conversation with his father about going outside the country, you know,
yeah,
and just understanding like, yeah, it's war out there, but it's gonna be problems anywhere.
yeah,
Like problems is a part of life. So
yeah.
I like that a lot. If I could ask a quick question though before we go to episode 3, how do you feel about how do you feel about the animation and art for the fights? Because I was really surprised that the designs on the characters really matched the actors themselves instead of just looking like messed up failed attempts.
Disney got money, man. I'm pretty sure Disney went through a bunch of different animation types, and once Disney had one that still looked, because when you think about it, it really does look like something Disney created, not really Marvel. Like it still has that bright atmospheric like, oh okay, we're actually here for a good time type feel to the animation. Plus like they're not using blood, so I think that really helps the animation too. I really don't think if you add blood to the animation it would look good.
I think so. I ain't gonna lie, it'd be throwing me off though, because like when
Oh
Rogers
yeah.
got shot and he was just laying down, and I was just like, all right, but where did he get shot at?
Well,
Uh, it just felt weird. And then some of these people be getting like punched in the nose and knocked the fuck out, and they ain't got no their nose ain't bleeding at all, and they show like a little bit of spit, and not to mention if they had blood, this will be a very gory show because this shit violent.
yes, yes, yes. We'll get to that for the next episode. Any more questions?
Um, nah, that was what it. Just want to know how you felt about that one. I thought it was really. I was really happy on how it looked and how they had the action looking too.
Yeah, it looks like a better Archer to me.
I agree. Yeah, no, yeah, I like that one a lot, and a lot smoother too.
Yes. Now we get to episode 3. Another, just like they had a heist episode in episode 2, this is a who did it episode. Uh and
Among Us.
yes, yes, a detective episode where the beginning is so like fulfilling because it's just like I said, he got Randy's donut. Well, Randy's donut shop was probably way cheaper to get than Dairy Queen, but they
Yeah,
got it, and you're just like, okay, we're about to have this great adventure with Iron Man. I can't wait to hear this. Guy doesn't sound like Iron Man, but it doesn't matter. We got a great adventure with Iron Man. No, we don't.
it was very surprising. That was I think that's the cool part about it with how they went with um like how they went with keeping that edge on there. Like you're staying on edge. Like who was doing this? Who was doing like is it them? Is somebody controlling them? Like the whole time it was just I was just guessing and guessing and guessing just to be completely fooled by who it was.
Yes. Also, you've seen all the movies, right?
Yeah, it was about
I don't remember Black Widow being like a smart ass back then.
nah. Like in Iron Man 2, she wasn't. Yeah, that's when she was introduced. In Iron Man 2, she wasn't, and it came around, I would say more towards Avengers, but it got introduced a little like it's not like it was like Infinity War or anything like that. It got introduced a little bit early on, but
Yeah,
she
because
always had like playful banter. I think it's shown the most in Captain America: Winter Soldier.
yeah, that's what I was saying too. Because I was just like, I don't remember talking like this now. I thought it was more like she had a fake accent, and I thought that was still carried on. But
But
I was
what
like,
if? What if
yeah,
she got it earlier?
yeah, yeah. That's why that's exactly what my brain had to work. I was like, okay, this is different world. Um, and we talked about blood again. When Hawkeye hit Thor, I was like, this doesn't look right without blood. Like that was my only. It was
Yeah,
a small gripe,
yeah.
just a very small gripe. But I was just like,
Uh,
I've seen people hit deer with arrows before, and it's not a lot of blood, but it shoots. You know, it's like anything, it shoots. So
yeah, if you
that
break
could,
that skin, man, you gonna get that blood out.
yeah. So that was the part where I was kind of like, if they just added just a little bit of blood, but I get it. They got to keep that PG-13. Also with Hulk,
Yeah.
it was no way they could add blood to that scene.
Nah, I thought that part was kind of like when he started bubbling up. I was just kind of like, all right, is this about to be a Nickelodeon slime situation, or are they just gonna make it a whole bunch of air? Like we just gonna say that the Hulk was filled like what was Hulk a helium balloon?
Yes.
So
Hey, bro,
I was surprised.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Secretly, I wanted Edward Norton to come out that closet. I did. I was like, if they get Edward Norton, bro, that
Yeah,
is the best Easter egg ever.
that would have been. I think that would have been dope, but I think that like I don't know. I was kind of glad they went with what is his buddy's name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, I was cool with them going with Ruffalo. But then again though, they was just gonna if they was just gonna get rid of Hope, they could have just stuck with they could have just stuck with Norton.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Norton was like, "Don't use my likeness."
I mean, this movie didn't do all that well, so I can see
Yeah.
why. He did get a couple of he had some bad reviews from that one, so I can see why. Like, don't
I
remind like yeah, you can keep the scenes, but don't remind them of me.
yeah, even Universal was like, you know what, we're not gonna give up, but we're also not gonna try to do this again.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But the interesting thing is, because I was talking to my brother about it, and he's actually he's super into comic books, and he's read a whole bunch of them. And apparently they had an idea, because where I mean, look, we already spoiled stuff, but where Pym turned out to be the murderer, because of Wash dying. So I asked my brother about it. I was like, was there ever a storyline with that? Because in the original comic books, Pym and Wasp are married,
Yeah,
but Pym never wanted to be a hero. That was more on Wasp's side. And then like when they started to have a little bit of a like break, or when they started to have a split because of that, like Wasp actually went and slept with Tony.
yeah,
So it was like, oh yeah, they was talking about doing a story where Pym would have actually gone and killed Tony. But a lot of people didn't like that fact. It was like, no, Ant-Man can't kill Iron Man. I'm like, yeah. Ant-Man is like, well, through the comic books, Ant-Man is like 3 times smarter than Tony.
yeah. And that's one of the amazing things about Ant Man. Even his movies, Paul Rudd is just that great actor. Because when you think of Paul Rudd, it's like you think of Scream and maybe a few goofy movies, but realize like Ant-Man technically, even seen in this movie, Ant-Man, I mean episode Ant-Man is very dangerous. Like that's a very dangerous weapon.
Yeah, it really is. Like you can literally fit into anywhere and nobody like you can fit into anywhere. You have the strength of a regular human in a small size. So like when he was destroying Natasha, which was funny because she was just like, "You won't win this," and then he was just like, "The hell I won't,"
Oh,
and just started like waxing her ass around the library.
bro,
Like
people are
it,
getting mad about that. It was like it's just like his comic book character. He been hitting women this whole time. I was like, we just sat through 25 minutes of her beating men's ass. Like this,
she destroyed it. She destroyed an entire cargo an entire cargo van, a security detail.
yeah, like, and it's just complete silence. But as soon as Hank Pym's like, I gotta kill these people. That's it's weird. But
And he'd have killed 4 minutes before this. By this point,
yeah,
4 minutes died.
yes. Um, his costume, by the way, great job. Like that was a great costume, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
that's his Bumblebee persona.
Yep.
So instead of becoming instead of going with the line where Pym goes to kill Stark, like Wasp gets hurt very badly and gets hospitalized, and Pym starts blaming all the heroes, and he just goes onto like a. It's kind of like when Hawkeye became well, was it Ronin
Yep.
in the last version? Like it's kind of like that, but Pym became the Bumblebee and he turned into a vigilante. Who's actually like killing people. So it's like, yeah, if Pym wanted to, like, don't like you don't want these smart people becoming dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You don't want Reed Richards to become a Doctor Doom.
No.
like,
No. No.
come on now. Like as cool as Pym is, Richards done been to other dimensions.
Yeah. They become
He could
Kane the
bring a
Conqueror
whole yeah, like he can become an entire dictator and have 5 different races destroy Earth.
real fast. And
Like,
talking about dictators, how'd you like the introduction to Loki in this series?
yeah, I thought that was very smooth, especially with them killing Thor. Um, the only thing I thought was weird was like Loki was at the United Nations and making this huge threat, and Fury was just kind of sitting down having coffee. And I'm just like, so did you sign off on this, Fury, or what's going on here? So I was kind of wondering like that connection, but as far as like how it should go, it makes sense.
Yeah. Um, I love that the actor that plays Loki, he just slipped my mind his name. I love the fact that he just keeps coming back for this character. Like he plays
Oh
him, he a voice actor.
man,
He like it's hard to see somebody as Loki if it wasn't him. Like hearing that voice of the guy that played Iron Man, not saying he was a bad voice actor, but it really does hit, and you're just like, oh, it's not Robert
it's
Downey
not
Jr.
Robert.
Yeah,
And I think it's that thing of getting used to the actors, but also them being so good at it that you can't replace like like Wolverine. You know what I'm saying? Like when Hugh Jackman was like, oh no, I'm not doing Wolverine no more. You just kind of just sitting there like, all right, cool, that's it for X-Men. We don't need this shit no more.
it's
like,
true. It's
like
true,
when
man.
Robert Downey Jr. is just like, oh yeah, I'm not doing Iron Man no more. It's like, all right, cool, put all the suits away. We don't need.
Yeah.
Nah, we good. Like it
And
just turns into this thing where like that's who you have to have.
yeah. And the funniest thing about it is not really him. It's just that Marvel's like, we can't afford to pay you 50 million a movie anymore. Like
That's
that's I
true.
mean, that's wild to think that like the last 5 movies, you got 50 million. Like 50
But
million. Like that's just great. His agent is the best agent ever.
yeah, there's that too. But it's like when you put that much presence into the character, like you kind of deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Like if they like when they went through and redid X-Men with X-Men First Class, you know what I'm saying? They were showing everybody, they were showing the younger Professor X, redid Magneto, uh damn, what's Cyclops' real name? Can't think of it. Scott, there we go. Yeah, when they redid Scott and everything, but then it's like, all right, cool. So who they gonna bring in for Wolverine? It's just like, Hey, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, fuck out of my face. Like, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's, and he sounded like he pulled that line off. That one line from that movie was just perfect. Like, yeah, there we go. That's what we need.
Yeah, it's like we need this cameo, buddy. Please come in so you can sell
Like,
this movie because we're gonna put this in the
exactly,
commercial. This is
exactly.
going in the trailer.
That's like this is just him. So it's the same thing. Like if somebody told me they're doing a real life Iron Man, the first thing that's popping up in my mind is Robert Downey Jr. They talk about Captain America, I'm gonna think of Chris Evans.
Yes. In the end, when Samuel Jackson and Hank Pym are fighting, um, did you automatically know, okay, this is Loki, or did it take you a second?
I think when he did the flip is when I was just like, yeah, it's Loki.
Me too.
Like, yeah, so when they did the flip, but before that, with the hand move, like off the hands itself, I was kind of like, yeah, you about to see Nick, you about to see what
Yeah,
Nick got. But
yeah,
then
because
we did
we,
that flip. I was
yeah.
like, yeah, that's not in your arsenal no more. No.
When he said something about, man, with your desk job and your old age, I was like, buddy's old too. What is he talking? Like, what is this
But
suit
then
doing?
and then when uh when he was talking about like the Avengers, when Tim brought up the Avengers, it was just like, do you even care about any of them? And he was just like, I don't give a damn about none of them. like, like that part just had me going. I was like, yeah, that's definitely Loki.
Yeah, but I love Samuel L. Jackson delivery. Like that delivery was straight Samuel L. Jackson. Like just I don't give a damn about none. Like,
Like
none of them.
the whole time, it's like Samuel got the chance to back off from being the hard ass to just being fun, and you could tell he was so happy when he saw. I could imagine his face when he saw the lines, just like, "Oh, y'all about to let me be me? Okay, let's get it."
Yeah. So no motherfuckers. All right, let me do it again. I'm sorry.
But yeah, but I think Sam's a good example of like how we was talking about with the first episode, with people not knowing how to do voiceover. So when you see that switch from sometimes they miss the coordination on the mouth movement, but everything Sam did with with Nick Fury was on point. But it's like this isn't his introduction into voice acting. He's been doing voice acting for a long time.
Yes. Yeah. Do you think do you think when they take him back to Asgard, do you feel like they kill him or do you think they try to save him for another part of What If?
What you mean?
When they take Hank Pym back to Asgard because they didn't kill him in the episode. You just see them take him off back to Loki's home planet.
I think they'll probably use him to get technologies because Asgard is also full of technology as well. So I could see them trying to use him to get some tech. Because like I said, you're talking about top five smartest Marvel characters. Like you don't just let that go to waste. Like Loki's not gonna let that go to waste.
Hmm. We talked about this being a Who Did It episode with Nick Fury being a detective. Uh, can't lie, man. I don't think he was the best detective. I feel like he put Black Widow in a place where she could, she did the grunt work really. And if it wasn't for her, uh, he wouldn't know that it was Hank. Like she's the one that was like,
Well,
it's Hope.
it's like it's like Winter Soldier again, like when he was put out of commission because he got shot,
Yeah.
and it's like he was in the background, but he was pulling the strings.
Yep.
So I don't know. I can understand your point, but it's more onto I like how they had it to where it still kind of fits. And then when they set up the plan, like setting up that whole diversion with Loki was just perfect.
Yeah.
Like letting Loki have the opportunity to destroy Pym was great.
Well, that and he was like, look, I ain't about to die.
Yeah, like he's like somebody got to keep this shit running.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'll make a deal with the devil then.
I do hope they do the new Avengers though. I think that would be a pretty good episode. They do that.
It's gonna be fun. Um, So Loki, I mean, he goes for the pager. He calls Captain Marvel, just like Captain Marvel. She comes late. And then I know she came. I mean, you saw Avenger
She
Ending?
did. Yeah, she
Yeah,
did. She
yeah,
did.
yeah,
She stayed showing up
yeah,
after the fact.
yeah. But great excuse in Endgame. Just like, look, there's a lot of a lot of places that don't have the Avengers that I have to go. We're not
Yeah,
going to show you
this
where those people
time,
are.
yeah, this time it was just like, hey, you know how long it take for that call to make it to me?
Yeah, yeah, buddy. Where's the fight? That's exactly her line. And then you see them stand over Captain America because in this universe, Captain America was frozen. So you have two captains coming up that they can use in the future. The backpedal. I can't lie, man. As soon as I heard Loki laugh, I was like, Loki's gonna take over Earth. Like, it's no Avengers, it's no Hulk. I forgot about Captain Marvel, but as soon as I heard that laugh, I was like, he's taking over.
Yeah, man, that's what I said. It'd be really cool to have a new Avengers type situation. So and they've already played on it on some of the other Marvel cartoon shows that they've had. Which, by the way, that's one of my favorite things about this show. Like, it's not just childishly stupid; it's just fun. Like, like they don't make these characters do just dumb things because that's been the main thing that's been killing me with Marvel TV shows. Like, they've just been getting dumber and dumber. This one was like, no, we're pretty serious. Like, we'll have our fun. Like, like when Loki pulls up and Fury gets the phone call from Natasha, like, and he's just like, and then I will. Can you just answer the damn phone? Like, you're messing up my monologue. Like, that was
Yes.
just fun. And then Fury answered, and he's just like, "Yo, I'm kind of handling something." And Natasha's like, "Oh, I got an army on my side. What you got?" I got an alien army of like gods. Show off. Like no, this is genocide. What are you talking about? The world's in danger.
Yeah. So
It was fun.
these three episodes let me know that this show is for the fans. Of course, it's made to be great entertainment, but if you have watched every movie, if you've been keeping up with everything, if you're a diehard fan of the comic, this is definitely for you. Um, how would you rank the first three episodes in order of what you like the most? Which one you like the most?
Say that again.
How would you order these episodes and the episodes you like the most to the episodes you like the least?
Um, I mean, episode one is I feel like episode one is the weakest one because it's the pilot episode. But as far as not to mention the whole thing with the octopus, whatever, was kind of whatever. But like I'd still say episode two, then three, then one. Because I just loved the feeling of T'Challa as Star Lord and how was just so everything just felt right. You know what I'm saying? And I think with episode three, when they started having a couple, where they started having a couple of the like humorous moments with the fight with Pym, kind of threw it off of me a bit because I was just like, nah, you facing a dude that just killed like 6 people within 2 days. Like some of these jokes are kind of like it's funny, but it kind of just threw me off a little bit.
Yeah. But when Loki was like, "Oh, you're gonna kill my brother." All right, let's see how this goes. Um, yeah, I would have to rank it the same: two, three, and four. Two, three, and one. Um, it's just a fun series, man. Like I really think they're gonna nail it. I think they're gonna nail the landing. Like it's hard to say Marvel doesn't land doesn't ever like not land when it comes to making movies and TV shows, but for this one, I feel like they're gonna nail the landing. They had a weak opening, but I
Um,
feel like they can nail the landing if they play their cards right.
the one thing I was wondering was whether or not they would try to like whether or not they were going to try to culminate this into something. Like, is this going to build to something with the Watcher, where it's like the Watcher is like, now I must summon all these people from these other worlds to fight something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was wondering if they were going to do that, or if it was literally just going to be just the Watcher at the end of the season, just like, yeah, this is like, as you can see, it's endless possibilities and endless stories, and I me and you will watch them all or something like that. So I just wonder if they're going to try to let it just roll on, or they're going to try to make this a point.
Well, they showed in the trailer that eventually they do meet up in like a first Avengers type fight.
Yeah, so I just wonder if they're going to keep like try to make a super big bad for them. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be pretty cool to see, or like see how they execute that.
They're definitely hiding whoever the big bad is well. Because the
Yeah,
big bad could easily be Loki, but then again, it could be someone else. So honestly, I hope it's not Loki. I mean, Loki would make sense with with episode 3. He
but
would
this
be,
is obvious.
yeah. It's just you just wouldn't want it. You know, you would feel like, and I'm not saying Captain Marvel's the strongest, uh, you know, person to do it or the person you even want to do it, but like you could easily make an episode with Captain Marvel just wrecking shit and then they leave.
Yeah, I agree with that because Captain Marvel, well, she is a powerhouse. So, but they can't deny that fact. She
Oh
is a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
danger.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, but
definitely you definitely gonna have Captain America going up there like, all right, let me kill everybody.
yeah. Which honestly, I won't lie to you though. Episode 3, I was kind of wondering if they were going to do that because that was the only character they wasn't showing the entire time, and like Cap would be a problem.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You get Cap, Bucky. Man, I was waiting to see in episode 3. I was waiting to see man, why did I forget his name that quick? Don Cheetah. What's his name? The other Iron
Oh,
Man,
you talking about
but not Bucky.
War like well his Iron Man suit name is War Machine.
War Machine, yeah, because after they finished drinking from that episode, Iron Man 2 episode movie, they he goes to the little donut thing, and they just finished fighting, so he still has that suit on before he goes to back to the military base. I thought like if anything, I thought he'd be like the person that would try to cameo and be like, oh wait, you just killed my friend, but
Yeah, actually, I was surprised they didn't show him. Now that I think about it, I mean, you
but
never know. Don Cheadle, a busy person too. So,
yeah, but I don't know, in this universe they may not be friends. So yeah.
so what if, man?
Yeah, exactly. And that leads so much give that it's like great for Marvel. Like it is so much give where it's like, hey, it's what if. Like it's just such a good card to play. It's a great ace to have.
Yeah.
Is there anything you like to say about the first 3 episodes?
Just very good start, man. Like it's funny, it's serious when it wants to be. They execute the twist that they want to have on the original movies very well. But it still feels like the movies themselves. I think that's the most important thing. Like even with all these twists, it feels like this is what the movie would be with this character. So it doesn't feel out of place, you know?
Yeah, I
So I like that
completely
a lot.
agree.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was very surprised with how natural a lot of this feels. And like like Marvel's just I mean, they on point right now, man.
Yeah, they running the game hard, so uh it's cool. But yeah, guys, that's our review of the first 3 episodes. If you enjoy, please follow on Twitch. Please subscribe on YouTube at PoppinCulture, Twitch on PoppinCulture, like on Facebook. And guys, thank you so much. Have an amazing day.